Hey guys, this is Miss Hardy recording for Biomedical Technology on Wednesday, September 16th. Thank you all for turning in your tests yesterday. If you have any questions regarding your grade and or questions, let me know. It should have shown you the correct answers at the end if there was anything that you guys were confused about. And as always, my office hours are 8:30 to 4 with specific office hours with no students from 3 to 4, so you can always contact me if you have questions. So traditionally we would be starting a new unit today. However, I wanted to include a project on this 6 weeks. So we have our very first project. You're going to see me share your screen. Okay. We're going to click over here and just to show you again, as always, we have our daily agenda. It includes a discussion post for today, and then it gives you details about the project, which we're going to click into. We're going to go here under modules, make sure you get your discussion post done. And what I've done, guys, is just close this unit down and close this unit down. What that means is I've just minimized it on your screen, so you can still click this button and be able to see everything that we publish for the units. And so those are actually pretty fast units. The ones to come we'll spend a little bit more time in. For project 1, as you can see here, I'm going to stop sharing just for a second, make sure no one's entered the group. Okay, perfect. Animals in Biomedical Research, Project 1, Animals in BMR. Okay. See the attached Google document that gives you directions and an example of your Animals in Research project. This is going to be due by tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. However, this is the only day we have devoted to working on just the project. So if you finish it, go ahead and turn it in because you will have another assignment tomorrow. But for this project, you must create one Google slide that depicts your stance on animal research. So it's going to basically look like a flyer. I used to use a different website to create this. However, it gets a little bit more difficult when you're sharing it back and forth. And I need to be able to see your slide and not have to request special access from another computer or website. So we're going to just do Google Slides. But the purpose of this is to depict your stance on animal research, and you are trying to convince people that your stance is the right one. So you have now learned everything about animals as far as what the benefits are in using them, what their standard of care is within animal research, and you've also read articles against animal research. So your flyer is going to let me know where you stand. So you must include obviously your for or against stance. If I can't readily available tell what your stance is, then you don't have a very good product. So make sure that your stance on animal research is very clear. 3 minimum reasons or statements to support your stance. So that doesn't have to be paragraphs, it can be statements, but you have to support why you feel the way that you feel. And again, this is an attention-grabbing flyer. And a 2 graphic minimum. So here's an example of what it can look like. Now, granted, this is a flyer that's a digital flyer, and there's a couple of different ones. So you have one here where they've included adorable baby animals, okay, an adorable baby bunny, and they're talking about speciesism. And this particular flyer has used 2 paragraphs, so that's completely up to you. And here's another one. So this one used caged animals. So this is 1 caged animals. And so I think immediately it's pretty easy to see where these people, where their stance is, and what tactics they've done to try and draw people in. So you want to make sure that you try to do that as well. Okay. So clicking into the project, this is what you're going to be graded on. Okay. For, against, your stance, your reasons, and your graphics. You do need a minimum of 3 facts or statements to support your stance, but again, paragraphs are not required. And just a gentle reminder, the project is due tomorrow at 11:59 for those of you who maybe struggle with technology or struggling with being creative. So just make sure, guys, when you're turning this in, that it's 1 Google slide. If you run over into 2 Google slides, because I know they're kind of small, that's fine. But make sure that when you go to turn this in, you click share. Okay, and make sure this says Pitt County Schools here. If it doesn't say Pitt County Schools, change it so it does. You don't want it to say restricted because I won't necessarily be able to open it. Okay, so you'll copy the link and then submit it that way. All right, so that is your assignment for today. Again, tomorrow you'll have another assignment that will kind of leak over into Friday, but make sure that you spend today working on this and maybe even researching and figuring out what your stance is. Okay. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know that I am available 252-347-4777 after 4 o'clock, though, unless it's an emergency. It may be tomorrow. You can also email me. Okay. Thank you guys so much.